Hello and welcome, Exiles. Today I want to go over my Beastiary farming strategy I used over the past couple days to make a few hundred divines, I would estimate, and what it's done for me and how good it is with Beastiary. Now, these idols are just, I want to say it makes Beastiary farming like 3 times as efficient, maybe. It's very, very powerful. Let's get down to it. So, to start with, there are mods that says red beasts in your maps spawn in pairs. You can have up to 4 of these pretty easily. It rolls up to 24%. And what that means if it effectively is you always dupe your rare beast in terms of making 2 of them spawn in the map. Now, this is particularly good when you consider Beastiary Scarab of duplication, which says every time you capture a beast, you create a copy of it. So, for example, if I find a valuable beast, the Black Morgan, which lets you do a 6-link craft, I get 4 copies every single time I farm it because it spawns with 2 of them, and then each of those give me 2 copies each. Now, this gets a little bit better when you consider the fact there are idols that say 10% chance to get a copy of your beast in your maps, as well as chance to spawn Einhar. What I can end up doing with these idols is I can get 100% Einhar's chance, I can get 100% duplication chance, so I don't need to spend money on this duplication scarab. And then on top of that, whenever the beast spawns, they have 100% chance to be paired. But it gets a little bit better than that because you also have red beasts in your maps. The top line there says, have a chance to gain a modifier that provides a chance to not be consumed when sacrifice the blood altar. Now, comparing this to the normal Atlas, the chance to spawn in pairs is like 10% chance versus 100% chance or 98 something percent chance. And comparing it to the red beast have a chance to get this extra modifier, it's 50% versus you can get to 100% because you can have this mod twice and you can stack up to 100%. So every time I find a rare beast, it has a 100% chance to have the extra not consume craft. So if I use it for my own personal crafting, I get extra value out of it rather than selling it. I always get 4 copies every time I find a beast. And then on top of that, you can also add in modifiers like your maps that contain capturable beasts contain additional yellows. Now, on the Atlas tree, normally I think you could get about 5 additional yellows or 6 additional yellows. I currently have about 3 of these, which is 12 additional yellows. And then on top of that, you can get mods like yellow beasts have a chance to get converted. And from what I can tell, I could be wrong, but from what I can tell, when they get converted to red beasts, they also get the additional pairing occurring. From what I can tell, that is what I believe is still happening. Because pretty much every red beast I run into is paired with like a duplicate of itself. And I have like 95% pair chance or something like that. So occasionally I find a solo beast, but it's very rare. If this didn't spawn a paired red beast, then I believe I'd see the solo beast a lot more often than I do. And then on top of that, the 2x2s can also roll the less common varieties. Now, late game of this strategy, I think it can get a little bit better because my current setup, I'm using a lot of these single idols. I'll show you what it looks like currently in our setup here. We have this like so, this over here like so, and I have these. Currently, I'm using a lot of these small idols. I think eventually I might start buying duplication scarabs and then get 3 more conqueror idols with the chance for the yellow beast to get replaced with reds, which would give us a lot more red beasts per maps. The whole thing about the strategy is the more red beasts you force into the map, the more often you're going to encounter the valuable beast every time you run a map. Now let's talk about value. What does this mean? So there's beasts like Wild Bristle Matron, there's beasts like Krachik Camerals, there's beasts like Bramblebacks, there's beasts like Vivid Vultures. Let's go over some of the basics. Vivid Vultures, late game, this is your mirror tier crafting gasoline. This is the fuel that makes mirror tier gear happen. Right now, not a lot of people are doing it, so these beasts are selling for like 40 chaos or something. But later in leagues, they go to 1 divine, 2 divine, 3 divines. I've seen leagues where these things get up to 10 divines. Now, with how much of these things you can print, they're probably going to be worth less on average. But the thing is, you can focus a bunch of your chance to find avian birds later on when people are mirror tier crafting, and you can convert your strategy onto targeting birds. I started out with targeting the wilds, so if you look at the relic here, it has increased chance to be wilds. I have like 240, 250% chance to be wilds. And the reason I did that is because the Black Morgan, the 6-link beast, is a wilds beast. Right away on league starts, everybody's looking for their 6-links essentially. It has much higher value. Initially, when I started the strategy, Black Morgans were worth 3 divines. So every time I found one, I would get 12 divines. And I'd find one about 1 in every 10 to 15 maps is roughly, I feel, how often I was finding them if I'm doing double a Beastiary of herds. Now, these things cost about 10C to 15C per, but it is definitely worth it in terms of the beasts you get back. And as the league develops, Black Morgans will decrease in value as people get more, basically get their 6-links and less people are trying to buy them, and the market gets saturated with those. But later in League, Vultures will go up. Things like bristle matrons, which are necessary for crafting a lot of gear. These give you access to like a suffix can't be changed craft. They're roughly usually get to about 1 divine in value. These will go up in value. You have Kracha Chimeras, which are used for imprint crafting, as well as Hinekora locking magic items. When people start doing adorned crafting, these will go up in value. You also have the wild bramblebacks, which allow you to upgrade awakened gems. Those are valuable. There's things that let you reroll Watcher's Eye mods. Those are valuable. There's things that let you reroll awakened gems. Those are valuable. So there's quite a few valuable beasts. Initially, Black Morgan is king, so we're targeting those. But as the league develops, certain beasts will go up in value, and that means you would basically change from having increased wilds chance to maybe increased avians or increased chance to find deep, depending on what beasts are valuable. Now let me go ahead and showcase what this looks like running through a map, just so you get a feel for what to expect when doing this sort of strategy. Now you can mix in other strategies with this. For example, I could do Maven Invitation rotations if I wanted to, like Shaper Guardians and stuff like that. But ultimately, I prefer just pure speed. So I've been targeting things like the Mesa map because it's a set layout where you always know where everything is. And it's a quick get in and get out situation. I'll show you what this looks like gameplay wise. To start off with, my build, I'll kill the first pack of monsters I run into. I'll start generating some souls because that gives me my fuel. And then I'm simply just running around. I see Big Snake. I know that's worthless. I see a Yellow Spider. That's worthless. And effectively what you're doing is you know what the good beasts are, and you're just running past all the non-valuable red beasts. And the reason for this is you don't want to fill up your menagerie with the non-valuable beasts. You'll go around the entire map. This is something that you'll have to learn. Initially, you'll start off killing basically everything, and you'll start to learn their names, and you'll start to learn what they do. But over time, you'll start to basically register which ones are valuable. Like, I know this little spider dude, I know he's not valuable. A lot of times I get him confused with the frog. This Minotaur dude, not valuable. Yellow beast, sometimes you'll collect if you're like trying to do some crafts. This crab guy is not valuable. I don't think any of the beasts on here were valuable. Most of the time, I'd say 1 out of every 2 or 3 maps, you'll find one of the big ticket beasts, one of the more valuable ones. And then for me, with the like 300% wilds chance, I'm finding a Black Morgan, which is the one that's like, right now I think they're about 2.5 divines. So when I find a Black Morgan, it's roughly worth let's say 10 divines. And technically I can get more than 10 divines if I choose to craft with it myself, which I've been doing that with like necrotic armors or 6-linking a high target base and then crafting on it a little bit. You can make more profit from them. But the idea is hopefully being very clear. We're getting in and out of the map in about 1 minute because we're just laser focused on the specific high value beast. Occasionally you'll drop, I don't know, a divine randomly here, or sometimes you'll drop a little bit of something else, but it's all about knowing what beasts are valuable and then just sprinting through the map looking for those things. These guys are not valuable. You'll learn it over time. Most of the beasts that you find have, like these wolf alphas, these have a decent craft. These could be like 10, 15C each a pop, and if I started collecting those, eventually you could get a ton of them and sell them for profit. That's up to you if you want to sell some of the more nitty-gritties. These cats are the Ferric Lynx alpha. This is a semi-valuable craft as well. So you can collect some of the smaller beasts if you want to. I'm choosing not to because I'm making enough profit from the big ticket beasts that I don't want to visit the menagerie as much. So for example, this beast right here, this one right here, this bird with the red back, a lot of times I get it confused with the Vivid Vulture. This isn't a Vivid Vulture, but it is valuable. This will give you a random 6-link. So early on, I was doing some of these to get random, like, body armor 6-links, which can go for 50, 60, 70 chaos, you know, half a divine. And then right here, we're selling a body armor that we used a Black Morgan on, just to give you a reference for one of the ways we made profit on the beast. You'll see I have this base here. I have it listed for 10 divines. It's a 86, 27 quality necrotic base. But I have 3 of them because Black Morgan also has the ability to give you a triple split. And the value of that is you can buy a decent quality base. I bought a level 84, 27 quality base for like 4 or 5 divines. And then I took a 50-50 gamble on upgrading the item level. Farming off stream. I'm working on video. So I took a 50-50 gamble on upgrading the item level, and then I used a Black Morgan to 6-link it and a Black Morgan to triple split it. So what that made me have basically 30 divines of value, where I invested 10D on average to do the Recombinator 50-50, plus another 4 or about 5 divines in Black Morgan. So even though I could have just sold the Black Morgans for 5D and I could have 15D total, I turned it into 30D profit or 30D total by investing into a base and using the Beastcraft. So this is up to you if you want to take the time. You can just sell the beast, or you could take some time, stop farming, do a little extra shenanigans. That's up to you. The thing is, when you stop farming, you're not making money during that, or you're taking time to basically 6-link and do this extra stuff, right? I spent time doing that where I could have just been farming more beasts. So realistically, you can just farm more beasts and keep grinding it out, but that's the idea. You run around, you make sure there's no extra valuable beasts within the map, and then you move on. You technically can do this with yellow beasts and sell those, and you can sell a lot of the smaller beasts as well to retain extra profit, to guarantee you're always making extra consistent currency, because you are spending money on these herd scarabs. Every single map I'm spending about 30 chaos on herd scarabs. They're about 10 to 15 C range. I think the most recent ones I bought were 12 chaos. So we do have an expense right here. So if you want to retain that value, you can capture some of the lower value beasts and bag those up. I don't think it's worth the time currently with how valuable Black Morgans are, and quite frankly, later on in the league, when the other beasts start to increase in value and you can start target farming those, I think it'll probably still be the same case. But that is the Beastiary farm method I've been doing over the past couple days. That's how I was able to farm currency to work on all these different items I have in my inventory. These are investments I've made. My stash currently says I only have about 20 divines, but I promise you, with the amount of stuff farming I've done, I think it's been a couple hundred divines I've farmed over just the past like 2 days, I would say. And I've invested it back into making basically top tier items for my character that I'm going to make upgrades of. Speaking of the character, I did not make an update video yesterday. And the reason for that is I didn't really change much yesterday. The only thing I did yesterday was I put on Defiance of Destiny instead of the rare amulet I had, which was a very nice survivability upgrade. I freaking love it. I'm sold on it. But outside of that, I didn't really make any changes. And then, okay, that was the day before yesterday. And then yesterday, we crafted a wand and we crafted some other gear. And right now, I'm just waiting to do an update video because I plan on doing a fairly significant tree change. And I'd rather just do it all together than make one video where it's like, hey, I swapped 2 gear pieces, but like the tree doesn't change at all. I want to do it kind of so you can actually see the whole change rather than make 2 separate videos. I think that'd be a little bit bloated. So anyways, just know I am planning to make some pretty significant characters of the gear, and I'll do update number 3, which will be a pretty big change to the tree overall. We'll change some of our gear prioritizations and stuff, but that will be tomorrow. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy this strategy for Beastiary farming. I'm going to keep doing it for currency, and as always, thanks for watching, Exiles. Take care, and peace out. Have a good one.